All righty, folks. One of the things I'd love to do is just share with the audience what I'm doing, where we're going. Got my friend Ty with me, who's always that person I go to because he's been doing real estate longer than I have, which I always find kind of funny and chuckle. But Ty, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I might have been doing it longer, but you've been definitely doing it bigger. So we're a good team. We're a great team. So
Yeah. One of the things that you and I talked about, because we were together for a better part of a week and a half, right? You
yeah,
spent some time in Vegas, spent some time at the house, was I wanted to find a way to provide more value. And what I was trying to figure out is how can I take my routine, right? These calls that I have scheduled out with various millionaires and allow my audience to potentially participate. In addition to that, I'm getting bigger and bigger names coming on the channel kind of as one offs. And it would be great if I could allow my audience a chance to participate. And that has intrigued me. I have also seen Facebook roll over and be very not friendly. I can't really communicate with the groups, right? Only portions of people hear me. Um, so we talked about a school community, and as typical Zuber, I took action before I know what the hell I'm doing. So I thought I would show you what I've done to date, allow you to ask questions, give some guidance, and just dive in. What do you think?
yeah, let's do it. I love it.
All right. So again, I probably lean too much in action taking, but it's just how I've always been. So how do I share? Where's the share button? Why can't I see a share button? Stop, record, summary, share screen. Okay, that's why. I clicked the wrong button. There we go. All right. So can you see this now?
It is loading. Yep, I see it.
All right. So this is the Skool Community. Shockingly, Ty, I know. One rental at a time. Oh, Matt's joined.
I love it. Yeah, let's get
There.
Matt in here, and this is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. All right. Let's get him in here. There he is. All right, Matt, I'm showing you the Skool Community that has just been launched, one rental at a time. I want to give you guys, I wanted you two to see this so you
Please.
can ask questions, give me guidance. Again, I lean towards taking action versus being prepared. So this rolled out yesterday.
Yeah, I
So
always fire first, then I aim after.
yeah, exactly,
Figure it out
exactly.
after you get going. There's no better way to figure out what's wrong and what you got to tweak better than just firing away.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly,
I
exactly.
love it, man. My question is, I'm assuming
Mhm.
your guests like us that come on, you're going to throw us in this community
Yeah, it
throughout
would be
these.
yes. Yeah, assuming you want to. Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh hell yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So a couple of things that is already in here, and again, I really don't know how Skool works yet, so let's just be honest with that. So the first thing I've already created because I want people to fill in stuff is I want people to share their buy box, right? What is your buy box? So as the community grows, people can understand what people are shopping and looking for. I want people to share their wins, like what happened. And then something interesting I'm trying is I wanted people to share their first deal lessons learned. So I took a shot at putting in my first deal way back from 2002 and all the lessons that first deal taught me. Right. So that's how the categories are breaking down at this point. And as of right now, I'm the only one that's posted anything. The community's, 24 hours old, maybe 36.
Yeah, see
Um,
see how you can add us without me going in and like joining and entering a credit card for $20 because
yep.
I'll get in there
Yep.
and start like
Cool.
School got really popular really quick. So I think like our level up coaching for all our
Hmm.
loan officers that are doing coaching,
Hmm.
I think it starts this Wednesday. There's a
Okay.
school community that we're all part of. I got invited to like all in the last week. I've been invited to like 4 different school
Okay.
communities for different things. So I'm excited about it and have a feeling if Hormozy is involved, it's a good product.
Yeah. Well, do me a favor as somebody who's in other school communities, let me know what they're doing well. I'm happy to add stuff. Again, I lean towards action and not afraid to copy and cheat and take somebody else's homework.
Oh, for
Uh,
sure.
so that's what I've done so far. The other thing that I'm particularly excited about and why I chose Skool was how I could tie in events. Like as you guys know, we talk 9 a.m. Monday. right? That's just what we do for half an hour. In
Yep.
theory, I could schedule a session like next Monday and allow people that are in this community to either A, just watch, or B, even better, participate, right? When this thing gets big enough, people will come in, ask their questions, and we'll really be helping the community with what's important, right? So I already have this Wednesday, we're going to do the first one that's kind of a layup with Lumberjack and Dion. Then I just scheduled an open discussion for 6 o'clock. And then I'm going to do a live Q&A myself, which I used to do. I haven't done it in a while. I'm going to do the first one on Sunday. So my vision for this is this calendar opens up. And again, if you are a student, a follower, you can see those. So that was exciting to me. And then the classroom, right? I'm taking some of the content, and these are all free, that I think are particularly helpful, and putting them here. And so again, just this is what I've done so far. So I'll stop there and let you guys ask questions. Ty, any first thoughts?
Yeah, well, a couple things that I love. And first of all, I love the fact we were talking about this a week and a half ago and you put it in motion. You're up and running. So then number one, kudos for that. Number two, a couple things that I love, and I want to point this out. And I don't know that people consciously can say this, but one of the things is that when I see people build like these kinds of structures out, they complicate them and they have 16 different categories. I love the simplicity of general discussion, first deal stories, wins, and your buy box. Very, very simple, very, very clean. Obviously, you can expand it and create other categories, but I think from a standpoint of simplicity, this is awesome. Also, I want to comment to something you said for the viewer who's saying, oh, why are you doing this? Or what's this all about? Because the algorithm on Facebook, even Michael, as the community leader, can post something and only 10% of the audience. Yeah. You could have thousands of people in your community on Facebook, but only, a few dozen actually see your posts. And so there's a lot of, and again, I don't know exactly how all of it works, but it seems as though things get suppressed. My understanding is on Skool that what's great about this is that when people are dialoguing, you're actually going to see what's actually happening in the community. Is that, Michael, your thoughts on that?
As I understand it, and again, I'm going to let the audience tell me, as I post, as the owner, emails get sent to all the students. Second, with the calendar, I've set it up where everybody gets a reminder 24 hours in advance, right? So yes, as the owner of this, I have a lot more flexibility and I can control this. So yes, that is my understanding as well. It's
question for you. So one is that I'm assuming that you're going to have, right now, this is open to the public. Anybody that wants to be in it's open. And then you'll
private.
Also have
so they call it this one's private. This is a private. $20 a month private group. I do not, I only have one group, one private group. Yeah.
Sweet. I love it.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's private to those that are paying though, but if somebody, follows the YouTube channel, wherever they're from, they want to get involved, they pay the $20, they're inside the community. They're in. The thing I love about it too is just, being actively involved and conversating with other people that are on the same path. There's nothing more powerful. That's why the community you've built inside of Facebook, where, it's everybody, on the same mission to a certain degree, different paths and maybe different, some are on step 2, some are on step 1,000 of the real estate investing journey. Having that collaboration and whatnot is super beneficial. So I'm excited about it because I know this is the best way to get yourself moving, get yourself motivated, is start talking to others. And then you're like, oh shoot, I talked to, Mike out there and he talked to me about the Indiana market and kind of inspired me. My market's similar, my market's different. I talked to Ty and, he knows a lot about, California and the benefits of real estate there. Whatever the case may be, like this is the stuff that I know works because I've seen it in real time.
Yeah, the other thing that's really interesting is the private Facebook group we've created, and I love it. It's not going anywhere. Let's be clear. That has a pretty high hurdle rate. You have to buy the course. Right. There's a lot of people that have come around saying, hey, I want to get involved with you. I want to do this. I want to do that. And oh, by the way, I'm already experienced. I'm not buying a course, even if it's $400. So this is a way, that they could come in for a smaller thing. And if they don't like it, they can leave, right? That's another beauty about school is if you don't like it, you leave, you're out of the group, you don't pay, you're gone. So you know, Alex and all of them really took care of it. So um, I have seen a lot of groups in this space as usual. They have high numbers, 47.99, all that stuff. I put it at $20 for a reason. $20 for basically what I envisioned was access to no less than 5 meetings a month. So
Nice.
$4. That's how my brain went. I'll never do less than 5 meetings a month, and probably if this works, even more. So that's why $20. Not trying to get every nickel out of it and go 97 or whatever. I wanted to keep it at a price point that was reasonable. So that's why $20 seemed to make sense.
And I want to say too, something you said pre-roll or even when we opened was I've been in the business a long time. Not only being in the business a long time, I've spent a lot of money on courses and coaching and masterminds and mentorships and memberships. And I've got to say the value here is absolutely ridiculous. Not only everything you give away on YouTube, but the fact that, and I want to differentiate for a viewer or a listener right now, the $20 a month is giving you additional access to those calendared events to where you can actually engage with Michael. Now, you can watch stuff on YouTube for free and you can write comments, but it's not going to be the same as actually being on a live when you're actually running a Zoom with, one of your panelists, one of your expert millionaires. This actually gives you a lot of access. And I want to say too to everybody, for $20, Michael already said it, but I want to put an exclamation mark on. Normally, these kinds of programs are $97 a month, $197 a month, $149 a month, $299 a month. I know like Adrian and I, when running our program was $1,000 a month. So, which, different, but similar type of format. So I want to explain to everybody, if you're looking at this, how ridiculous $20 a month is. Like, we're talking about, I think that Starbucks used to say it was once a week, but that's really like Starbucks
twice a week now.
Yeah, or twice a month, right? Like it costs you $10 to go to Starbucks now. So this is ridiculous. For $20, it's massive value.
Well, and me and Ty know you well, Mike. A lot of people, more expensive program are going to show up once a month, and it's going to be them as the operator once a month. There's some content you can download. You can talk to other students. We both know you, man. Like once a week at a bare minimum, more likely that you're on there 2 or 3 times a week and creating stuff. And that's the cool part about just launching it. I'm excited for it because none of the 3 of us know what it's going to look like in 6 months. But
exactly.
If I know anything, it's going to be feedback from the community. What's going to help you guys the most? What's going to propel you to take action, to grow, to win? And that's the type of stuff that's going to be in here. So I, for one, am excited because I know I'm going to glean a lot of value from it, from the conversations, from the interaction.
And the other, I love that. And again, I'm just trying to figure out how I can take my following and take all the folks that I'm lucky enough to call friends and merge them together. Like, for example, I talked about on the Daily Financial News today. We're going to talk to Joseph Wang, the Fed guy, like the guy who called the crash up, right? And was right. We're going to talk to him again. I'm thinking about making that a meeting in here so that others could be flies on the wall and interact and maybe feed me questions. Right? I mean, just think about that. As the channel keeps growing, I'm going to get more and more quote unquote famous people, influencers. And wouldn't you like the chance to, I kind of think about it like a talk show back in the day, right? They always had the 2 people on stage and then they had an audience. Sometimes the audience can ask questions. Sometimes they're just there to be there. That's something that I'm intrigued by. I don't know where this goes, guys. I have no idea where this is going. Like Matt said, I don't know what this will look like in 6 months. I just choose to start and, iterate quickly.
I love it. I want to say too, even like you had Sean Cannell, I just spent 10 grand with Sean.
Yeah, you did.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and you have him on, but I could see you having him come back on talking about for content, like where does a one rental at a time investor, you know, what kind of content should they be putting out? But also too, the fact that inside of this platform, now the audience can ask questions and get coaching
Exactly.
direct from, you know, one of the greatest, you know, YouTube content creator
Agreed.
people in the world.
That's what I'm envisioning. And as this channel grows and grows, my influence and ability to track other names, I want to merge that together. That's really what drove me to Skool, because I've been working, like, you know, Ty, for 6 months or 6 weeks trying to figure out, you know, can I make this Facebook thing work? And the answer is no. There's, you know, I use Teachable to host all my courses, my paid courses. That's still there. But this is how, you know, anyone who follows me wants to be in this group and help others, right? You got to be a go-giver. They can get in for a price point that is, you know, not crazy. That's important.
Can I talk about our private meeting that when we were at the house and we whiteboarded? Can I just briefly?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things, folks, Michael has all of this content out there, and he has all these different mini courses and things like $50. He's got the course at $400. He's got all these different packages. And one of the things was for Michael, and I'm looking at it, okay, saying, you know, okay, how do you monetize? How do you reach more people? Here's what Michael said to me in the meeting. He goes, all I care about is impact. All I care about is impact. All I care about is impact. And so when we were looking at, in our private meeting at the house, we were looking at, okay, how do we bundle this to go wider, to attract more people, but specifically to make it affordable and give people what they need on their path to the journey. And so this was something, Michael, just on your own, that said, hey, $20 a month, it's a no-brainer. Everybody needs to be a member of my community. Like anybody, if you're watching on YouTube, this is the next step. If you don't, you know, if you're not going to buy the $499 or the $400 course or whatever the case may be, this is a no-brainer for you to plug in. And again, for Michael to have a wider impact. So I love it, Michael. Congratulations on this. This is brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I really feel good about it. I do. Last week was a rough week for all of my goals, but this is the one thing that launched, and I'm like, I don't care what happened, what everything else happened. This is last week was a win, just because this is now out there and alive. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And the beauty about this one, if we really want to do this right, like Matt, for example, you have some stuff around mortgage, right? You could do a mortgage 101, right? You've already put it in the course. Maybe we bundle that up into one big thing, and that's just, hey, you know, that's Matt, you know, adding his value, and you can get a mortgage 101. And Ty, you have that, you know, some training for agents. You could, you know, carve up a portion of that.
Yeah. I'll find the originals and I'll give that to you. That's an automatic. That belongs in here for sure.
You know what too? I'm all about the interactive stuff, Mike, because I think it really helps people. Like once a month, twice a month, whatever you wanted to. What if for 30 minutes or 45 minutes, people joined and they said, Matt, can I share this with you?
You can have a, you could,
like,
yes,
here's a loan estimate. I don't know if it's good. Talking through that live with somebody and giving them feedback. The other 17 people that happen to join that call or watching, they're learning something, they're getting better.
Yep.
Me and you've talked about it. You know, somebody pays $20 a month. I save one person $2,800 by coaching them a little bit on how to structure a mortgage correctly, and maybe not this company, maybe this one, or maybe ask what, you know, this different rate looks like. Maybe you go a little bit higher, and because you know you're going to refinance, whatever the case may be, thousands of dollars for one specific person. The best way to learn is through scenarios, and they are just a fly on the wall joining that because they know they're going to buy in 3 months, and they learn from, you know, Joe, who's in Arizona and asking me a question.
I had not even thought about that, but you're a freaking genius. I mean, just think about this. All I need is a Zoom link, and I can create a meeting like Matt, the mortgage guy, going live. I'm just going to pick a day, Friday, the 17th at noon. I'm just making shit up.
Yeah.
You give me your Zoom link, I put it in here, and, you know, live Q&A with Matt, deal review or mortgage review.
And
Ty, you want to do?
Thinking about the future, 18 months from now, people are thinking about refinancing. They're like, what's this break-even analysis Matt talks about? Bring your scenario live. We'll do the break-even analysis. $3,300 in costs. Don't let anyone tell you refinances are free.
They're not
the costs that are going to be baked in. Here's your monthly savings. It's going to break even in 9 months. This is a green light. This is a go. Somebody else brings one. I'm like, hey, it sounds good, you know, that you're saving $174, but to get that rate, you're going to have to bake in $6,500 in cost.
Yeah.
This is a no-go. This is a 44-month break even. Whatever the case may be, that's the kind of stuff, immense value, and thousands of dollars in savings. I would be happy to do that, Mike, and I know that would be beneficial. That would be impactful towards the whole mission, and so
All
that
right.
kind of stuff's gonna be fun.
All right, Matt. What day this month are you going to do a session? The date and time. Think about that. Let's hold this feet to the fire.
Let's do I'm trying to think of what days might be good.
You can send me a note.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometime the last 2 weeks of May, we'll put something on the calendar, and yeah, we'll get in there live.
Mhm.
Whether you're buying, you're thinking about refinancing, there's nothing better than a real life scenario for
Yeah.
not just the person who's asking the question for themselves, but for anybody else who wants to join and just kind of learn through it, because you can swing 5 figures one way or
Yeah.
another by structuring the right mortgage, and it's just a matter of, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. I love it. Ty, what do you think of that? Getting in here once a month, hosting a session?
Absolutely. We'd be honored to get in here. I think it's great to have Matt in there. Also, too, I'm going to send you the original, that creative finance course. It was a mini course for realtors. And it's I want to say it's about 6 to 8 hours of really deep dive of how to put together sub-2 transactions, how to put seller finance transactions, also as a licensee, making sure you have the right disclosures, the right language in your addendums, disclosing your license, participating for profit as a principal, all of that. That all came from the hub, and that all came from this original call. So of course, I'm going to get those. You'll have those. You can put them up in the next week. So I'll get the masters to that, and you'll have that. That'll be a part of this community that you can have that creative finance course. So that I'm excited about everything you're doing here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I love the fact that you can lean forward. You got friends around you that help and support you. So guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here every week. You guys are awesome. Thanks, guys.
Looking forward to it.